And for more on this particular development on medical negligence, we have joined us on the news this hour, Dr. Yusuf Haroun. Thank you so much for joining us on the news at this hour.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you this hour.
This is quite a sad development, talking about the issue of medical negligence. How can this be reduced drastically in Nigeria hospitals?
Nigeria is a country with its peculiarity, and medical negligence is one of the negligences Nigerians have been facing for decades. For example, this case of Chimamanda Adichie, which happened on the 7th of January 2026 at Ureke Hospital, when she was alleged that her son was administered with propofol sedation and the child developed cardiac arrest and there was no proper monitoring. This is a grievous allegation. If it is true, the license of the hospital must be taken away. The doctors or the anesthetists responsible must also be sued to court. If he or she is found guilty, they must also withdraw their license and heavy legal suits must be paid. Let's look at the United States, for example. In America, when there is an inquest into a sudden death like this, the people have to take crucial measures to find out the cause of this death. There will have to even be an autopsy by the chief coroner. I don't also want this to only be by Chimamanda Adichie because she is a prominent person in the society. What about the common woman selling pepper who also lost a 21-month-old child or son because of medical negligence? That one is swept under the carpet. I believe that there should be a massive reforms in the hospital. Even as a medical doctor, I am sad to see that many doctors and nurses and all paramedics show high level of negligence when it comes to health. I have seen with my eyes many patients die out of negligence. I remember a particular hospital, which was a government hospital, when a patient was rushed into the hospital, bleeding from road traffic accident. Nothing was done. People were even carrying their phones to video it and post it online until this person lost a lot of blood, developed what we call hypovolemic shock, and the person went into death. What are we doing in cases like this in Nigeria? The level of negligence is at its peak, and I believe there should be massive reforms. Do you know that even there should be legal teams where every individual, every patient can sue a doctor for medical negligence? If you feel that the patient died out of miscare, the patient should sue the family, should sue the hospital. The family of the patient should sue the doctor. And this is something which we shouldn't take lightly. It is coming into media all over the news because it is a prominent person. Okay. But what about the common man and woman on the street that have been facing medical negligence by we doctors?
All right,
what has been done?
Dr. Haroun, can we be a bit specific about some key reforms that need to be put in place to forestall incidences of medical negligence?
Thank you very much for this specific question. I remember when the Lagos State coroner then, Professor John Obafunwa, was the chief coroner in Lagos State. He emphasized primarily on medical negligence and he went after his colleagues, the doctors. He even stated in Lagos State at that time, this is about 15 years ago, that there should not be any burial or any death certificate. Before you can issue a death certificate to anybody, you should make sure that the etiology of the death is certified by a coroner. But there was a loud uproar, especially from the religious organizations, because we know that some people have to bury their dead immediately. So they said they don't want this law, and because of the sensitivity of the politics in Lagos State, it was abrogated, or it is not followed to the letter. So this is a specific reform that should be enforced. I'm not saying that all deaths should go into autopsy, but when there are suspicions of death, like this particular one, Obunamdi, and not only because Chimamanda is a prominent person or figure in the society, also the common bricklayer that lost his son in a hospital due to medical negligence or suspicion, there should also be an inquest An autopsy should be carried out, and the full transparent cause of this death should be made public to the society so that we know what is going on. Nigeria has to make certain reforms in our society to curb this medical negligence by doctors and medical practitioners.
Dr. Yusuf, it's a fine place to leave it, as the Lagos State government has sympathized with Chimamanda Adichie and her family over the loss and assured the family of its concern and commitment to justice on this matter. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Yusuf Haroun, on News This Hour.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.